Hi everyone. Some information about Assessment 2. You should have now received details of the groups that you're being allocated to for Assessment 2. If you have any queries about those groups, please get in touch with me ASAP. Now, Assessment 2 is about doing some research on business analysis tools that support corporate decision making. We've come a long way from the humble spreadsheet that has been used quite considerably, and there are a whole lot of new tools that are available to support corporate decision making. Mind you, the humble spreadsheet was a big improvement on the 10-column paper worksheet that I had to use for consolidations when I first started accounting. Okay, now this is worth 10% of your total marks. It's due on the 9th of April, return date by the 3rd of May, but I intend to get it back to you a fair bit before then. And of course, submission by Easts. Now, only one submission per group. I only need one submission per group. Now, it's broken down into a couple of different subtasks. You need to research one or two commonly used software tools that support corporate decision making through modelling and analysis. And you need to describe the growth of such tools in the past decade. Now, if you want to get a really good mark, it might be useful to provide some evaluation of that tool and when describing the growth of the tools in the past decade, again, to get a high distinction, relate this to the changing business environment that we've had. Sometimes some of you might find it useful to focus on a particular industry or a particular organization. That's good, and that may enable you to focus more on specific tools. You can use graphs, tables, anything you deem fit to present your case about the software tool that you're interested in. That's worth a total of 3 marks of the 10%. When you're describing the tools, I want you to list and briefly illustrate at least 2 features that support the decision making. So these could be things like statistical decision making, forecasting, simulation, inventory management, or any other area of interest in the industry or organization that you've chosen. Okay. Now, to get really good marks, you need to professionally present and suitably reference your report. And we also want a reflection on the group process. How did the team form? Communication, how did you deal with task allocation? Were there any conflicts, and how did you manage those conflicts? I've provided in the subject site some information on how effective teams can work, and it's worthwhile you having a read of that and making sure that you work effectively. People ask why we do this, particularly with teams that can't necessarily meet together face-to-face. We find that a lot of organisations are now working in teams right across the globe. So they're working in an online environment. And we want people to start to build those skills at working in an online environment. I was talking to people from Ernst & Young just recently, where they were building a system for the New South Wales state government. And the idea for the system came from Sydney in Australia, Canberra in Australia. And then the team that were put together to build it were all across the globe because different skills in EY were located at different places on the globe. So the team had to work together online. And I think this is an important growing skill for businesses, for management level people um, to develop how to work effectively across a team online. So this is your chance to be able to show that you can do that. Now, I have updated the criteria for this assignment, and you'll find a copy of the new criteria in the assessment guidance section of the subject of the resources section of the subject site. So all the best in getting this assignment done, and I look forward to reading the information that you put together.